So, good afternoon. How y'all feeling? Say woo! Y'all doing good? All right, so I am Greg Corbin. I am the founder, the executive director of the Philadelphia Youth Poetry Movement. And yes, you can clap it up for that. Right now, what we're known most for is basically helping young people discover the power of their voices and not only change their lives through poetry, but change their lives in a way where it helps them grow as individuals. Okay? When you look at slam poetry, spoken word, poetry in general, or any way of writing that you may engage in, it could be journalism, it could be blogging, it could be whatever. It's an amount of expression, exploration, education, and then empowerment. And that's what's most important. We're talking about the state of now, and if we're talking about the state of now when it comes to our young people, we really have to give them something tangible, something they can believe in, something that they know that they can do themselves as far as changing the world and being progressive in it. In 2006, the Philadelphia Youth Poetry Movement was started. And the idea of it was to give young people a safe space. Now, what's a safe space? A safe space is a place where people can come, they can tell their story, they can be who they were meant to be, they can explore their education, explore their character, their identity, and themselves. It's a place where you can express yourselves emotionally, you can cry, you can laugh. If you feel like you're embarrassed all of a sudden, you can do that. But what I saw that was so beautiful about the event was you had not only young people there, but you had their parents there, which is you can clap, y'all can clap. We were closing the generation gap, and I thought that was one of the most important things. And we're talking about telling our story. What will your story be? If that's the one question you want to leave today with out of this conference, what will your story be? What will your legacy be? How will you be remembered? Why will people talk about you? There is a serious, I guess, lucky extreme when you talk about people who are discussed 100 years after their death. Most people won't even be mentioned unless it's within their family and their bloodline. But what does it take to be John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King or Harriet Tubman or James Madison? Or you could think about people that existed like King Tut, Queen Nzinga, people that existed before Jesus even came. What type of legacy will you leave? And with these words, you get to construct, build, create, and live out your legacy. And that's the most beautiful thing about this. You're in control. You're empowered. Our young people need a space to be empowered. Education. Why is it important to stop measuring our young people with data and statistics? Because you can't measure creativity. And creativity is the closest thing to God. So how would you measure that? And that's deep. How do you measure creativity? And we try to do it every chance we get. How many people got a favorite artist right now? Whether it's a rock and roll, R&B artist, singer. Just yell some out real quick. Huh? Loud love it. I didn't think you was going to go there on me. All right. Kanye West. Okay. All right. I'm a person. Don't get it confused. I am regular. Okay. Mose Allison. Mark Collin. Okay. I don't know who that is, but we're going to run with it. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Jill Scott. Let's take a long walk. I'm not going to sing because you're probably going to throw up. All right. Huh? Bela Fleck. Oh, I did hear that person. Okay, okay. Anybody else? One more. Let me get one more. Huh? Steely Dan. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Somebody else something I got to respect it. Huh? Huh? Mitt Romney. I'm just playing. She said Rob Zombie. Kind of the same person. They're both scary. So what I want to do is I want to bring up one of my young people that's been working with me about the last 2 years. She is an awesome, awesome talent, an awesome, awesome person. She has a poem that's going to explore education, teaching, and curriculum all in one blow. And I want her to really, really lay it on y'all. And I I believe that you will be inspired. She was on the team in 2010. We do this event every summer where we go to Brave New Voices, which is an international poetry competition. We won last year. That makes us the world champions. Woo! Woo! Right now, we are raising money because we are a volunteer-ran organization, meaning we need money before we get burnt out and fall over, and we don't want to stop doing this beautiful, beautiful work. So I will reiterate the fact that we need donations since it's social media everywhere around me. I think you can tweet, Tumblr, whatever else you want to do with it. Give a huge round of applause from the 2010 and 2011 team. 2010 and 2019. Give a round of applause for Sania Douglas.
When I become a teacher, I put a map of the world on every wall in my classroom. My students will always know to have a universal mindset. When they hear freedom, they'll think of more than spirituals and emancipation. They'll remember the stinking pits at Baba Yar, the curled steel at Auschwitz, Sarajevo's rifle butts, Cambodia's grit and sweat and death. These classroom walls will not fence their minds. Eyes will be opened again. Instead of asking my students to adjust to my teaching style, fawn in silent awe over my genius, I will ask them how they learn. Then tend to the visual, auditory, and tactile learner the best way I can. They'll never doubt their place in my plan. Confuse our classroom for a cookie-cutter stage where they may sit on their hands. I'll take criticism, gather it like gold dust between my fingers. Never satisfied, I will practice my practice forever. My classroom will be painted bright blues and yellows, along with students' drawings, murals, and poetry, displays of me magazines and word walls, scenes from books acted out, mock trials. I will appreciate their creativity. I will teach my students inquiry, ask them questions about the world around them, their opinions on issues from healthcare to the Palestine wall. I won't talk at them, but with them. We'll have discussions and debates. I'll ask them how they feel about Pennsylvania finding money to build 3 more prisons but not having enough funding for schools, or how they feel about districts spending millions on standardized tests and curriculum but not having enough for extracurricular activities. They will be informed. My students will be poets, storytellers, artists, activists, analysts, all while being beautiful. Every day I will tell them they are beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, we got more coming. You asked for it, she'll be up here 2 more times. So we're going to keep it moving. First, I just want to say we do got some product. Like I said, we're fundraising, and anything helps. If you want to just walk by and like drop $100 by mistake, act like it was a mistake, and you want us to pick it up so we can feel better about our morale, you can do that too. We got wristbands. Yeah, I got wristbands on. I'm rocking them. And this T-shirt says PYPM, and we have another couple other shirts I'll bring out here. So the next topic I wanted to touch was, how many people ever been bullied? Ever been picked on? Somebody say, you're too big, you're too small, or your clothes are dirty, you don't have no name brand clothes, so I can totally exploit the fact that you don't have money. Anybody ever been in a position like that? Raise your hand if you've been bullied. Okay. Now, for the people that didn't raise your hand, it starts to make me think about, have you ever had the gas company or the electric company tell you that they were going to cut off your electric or your gas because you didn't pay at a certain time? And then they call you and they start dropping all these deadlines on you? I feel like I've been bullied. I'm just saying. I don't know about you. But I know from my own experiences of being bullied, I was a chubby, overweight kid who had really dealt with obesity in many different ways, had a food addiction. I was in love. I was so in love. Like, I had a crush on this girl, right? And this girl was beautiful. And I would go to the corner store all the time to see this girl. And my mom would give me allowance. Everybody ain't got allowance, right? My mom would give me an allowance, and I would get $1 a day, and sometimes I would save up. I would stack it, you know what I mean? I was, trying to keep my money. So I would try to take the girl to the movies, but I was only in the 4th grade. My mom wasn't letting me get on public transportation. And I would really be like, yo, please go out with me. And she was the most beautiful girl, white girl, I swear, blue eyes. And her name was Little Debbie. Strawberry shortcakes, Swiss rolls, donut sticks, honey bun. Sometimes I cheated on her with tasty cakes. And I mean, the addiction, oh my God. Oh, having a moment. And sometimes Reese cups came through the back door and I just, But that led to me being overweight and obese, and I dealt with it in certain ways, and I was called names like, yo, Twinkie! And I'm like, why you call me Twinkie? They'd be like, Pillsbury! And they would like poke me in my stomach to see if I would laugh. And then, y'all can laugh with me. We don't want to get sad. Just, I don't want you feeling sorry for me. Just making a point, though. And then they would say stuff like, if I squeeze you, will cream come out your mouth? So, but as a grown man, it doesn't affect me unless I let it. You had that moment, you're real sad during the day. You're like, oh, I need therapy. One of those moments. But when you're a kid and you start thinking about suicide and you start thinking about how you're not good enough and you don't like yourself, it's really a dark place. And if you don't have the communication or the skills to articulate how you feel, it can be a very, very, very dark place. So I have a young man I've been working with for about 5 years. His name is Yusef. Goes by the name of Seth. And he is going to do a poem based on culture, how he dealt with bullying, and the maintenance of communication itself. And I think it's very, very important. He was on our team in 2010 with Sania. They went to Los Angeles with 14 other young people. And they finished about 8th in the country that year. And like I said, in 2011, we was able to win the whole thing. But I think it's very important, we talk about our young people, we look at them in ways of what's going on underneath the skin, underneath the words, underneath their behaviors. And we judge them. And that's not right, because they're just children who are learning from adults all around them. So we have to give them the benefit of a doubt. Give this young man a huge round of applause, Mr. Seth Alafriki.
Language has been a lingering smell swaying in the throat of my family since we migrated. My breath reeks of Africa, homeland, motherland, the aroma of Arabic drowned in seasoned crown on a bed of baked, broken bits of Liberian English, over-marinated my dingo, tenderizing my tongue like vinegar, dialect dripping into my diaphragm, tattooing my chin of traditions. I never knew saliva could taste this good. I live in a household with 5 functioning languages, able to address my family in several distinctive tongues. Ahlan wa sahlan, Dao, Taramate, how's my people doing? Oh, we doing all right. Decades of indigenous beliefs, rituals, and customs wedged between my teeth like cassava. I was born a walking translator. My pyramid-shaped mind trained to decipher expressions like hieroglyphics. America will be the death of me. This English is toxic as vodka, contaminating my taste buds. Marhaba kaifa anta slowly became hello. How are you? My mother, a delicate touch of brunette, sun-kissed and embellished in bronze, told me, Papi, remember who you are and where you come from. So my first day of 3rd grade, I greeted my class in my father's dialect, Taramasi, Kudu Yusuf Kroma. The classroom exploded in laughter. The other kids began clicking and knocking. Mimic sounds did not belong to my tribe. Hey, you, African booty scratcher. How come you Africans smell so bad? Grimacing at the aroma of fried plantain and fufu on my garments, I began to abhor my lineage. America, sometimes a country of contradiction, only wants to instill diversity, cut cultural beliefs into assimilation. Generations dismembered like ancestral dialects, lost in translation. It's taken me 17 years to appreciate my languages, admire the articulation and the rhythms of my tongue, tucked under, meshed over, and rolled into collage of linguistics. My languages create a portrait of me, An African harvested plum tree, ivory coast-coated smile, black diamond mine eyes with a strut, as if the world was my father's farm, asking, who am I without my dialect? Who am I without my heritage, without my language, without my voice? Hollow, without purpose, without meaning, without story, without heritage, my breath would be stench with confusion, fumbling the sounds of my ancestors, because to lose my language would be to lose my life. So I remind all of you, remember who you are and where you come from.
When I say PY, y'all say PM. PY. PY. That was whack. You gotta say it like your life is on the line, okay? What if my life was calling? This is my calling. Yeah. Your voice is awesome too. So, PY. Oh, Lord. Not like you just ran down the steps this Christmas and you just saw your presents. Gosh. PY. PY. Okay, when I say dream, y'all say big. Dream. 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 PY. 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 When I say dream, y'all say big. Dream. 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 Good way to keep that energy up. Give a round of applause. Coming back out here, Sania Douglas. Yeah.
Before I do my poem, I'm going to talk a little bit about the impact that PYPM has had on me. As Greg said, I was on the 2010 and 2011 team. I first came around at the end of 2009. I was maybe about 16, and now I am going into my sophomore year at Ursinus College. Thank you. PYPM has taught me great public speaking skills and networking skills. Out of all the events that Greg takes us to, he always stresses the importance of meeting new people and putting yourself out there and showing your talent so that you are recognized for it. And I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned, is to express myself to others and get recognition for it and meet new people. This next poem I'm going to do is a persona poem. I basically wrote it to show the importance of life and believing in life. Okay. These days, I drench my dreams in teething rings, turkey sandwich lunches, school plays, and sports teams. Hang them up like Southern laundry and wait for the scenes to play. And across sheets of time, I see you, a bundle of poetry waiting to be spoken, your laughter. Jazz trickling from tiny spit bubbles, your beauty, lines of simile tightly entwined into locks of wavy hair, your life. A motion picture whose release date has been threatened, but I've already purchased the tickets because I know better. The crown of motherhood has never graced my temples, but after 6 months of just feeling you, the corners of my universe have been lifted, revealing hidden constellations of a family etched neatly into the core of my being. You've become the center of my solar system. So I refuse to have your spirit pulled out of orbit as if it never existed, because I was taught that life and death are in the power of the tongue, so I'll speak your existence, sending tiny lightning bolt breaths through this umbilical cord. Just promise me you'll accept them, because I need the joy of my world to be in Zion. I need you, my child, beautiful as the footprints the sun leaves across the evening sky. I need you, my child, as real as the congas that beat in my chest. You will breathe that first breath no matter what they say. Because God himself sculpted you from clouds, dipped his brush into starlight and painted you into my womb. And this womb will be tomb to no child. Thank you.
I got another shirt. Oops. You want it? Man, you know what I can do for you though, since you had the courage, because this shirts cost money to buy, but you get a wristband. We do something called Dream Big every year, and Dream Big is a spelling bee, a literary arts festival containing a spelling bee, oratorical contest, and free writing workshops. We do our free writing workshops every Saturday. Right now, we're in the progress of matching a grant from the Knights Arts Foundation, and we're going to get a safe space where we can do this on a daily basis, where we can use poetry as a way to inspire young people. One of the biggest challenges as an executive director, what I'm seeing is fundraising, building connections, and networking, and entertaining a lot of people. Oh my goodness, it gets overwhelming. But you know, it's a gift and a curse at sometimes. But if you do have any network, any relationships that you think that we can benefit from, I would appreciate if you hit me up on Twitter and we could start something from there, because Twitter and social media can be used as a great way to inspire people and make sure that people can actually go after their vision and their dreams. So without further ado, I'm bringing back out here that young man again, Yusef Chroma, and he's going to do a poem about child soldiers. Child soldiers, they can exist in Philadelphia or Liberia or Sudan or Colombia, and what we don't get to see a lot is when it comes to these young people, we don't know that the next best poem is the bullet fired in the street or the outburst in the classroom, because that's how important it is. I really, really want y'all to take a look at that as far as curriculum goes. But coming out here next, give a round of applause for Yusef Chroma. Go in.
Hey guys, I just want to say before I go into this poem, okay, Greg right there is like my second father. And coming into the PYPM organization, I didn't really know myself, and I was kind of like a lost child. And they say that, I heard a quote that love makes your soul crawl out from its hiding place, and PYPM made my soul crawl out from its hiding place. He told me to keep it short and don't cry, so I'll just go on to the child soldier poem. Once upon a time, we were children. Innocent adolescent minds, blind to the wickedness of this world, I'm sure. We were pure like posies in the pastures of heaven, like the immaculate conception of Jesus, until they seized us in the darkness of nights, and then our eyes open, and they expose us to the meaning of malice and strife, no distinction between wrong and right. We were taught to strike before we can read and write. We were taught to fight before we could ride a bike, soldiers to my left and right, before we left right, burnt buildings like left eye, moved joints like joint sticks, left, right, hook, left, jab, like right freeze tag, he's it now stabbing, laughing, stabbing, laughing is nothing more than a game to us. It's nothing more than a game to us. Sorry, this is very emotional. Swing machetes like double dutches, challenge one, challenge two, challenge three, kill whomever challenge me. I'm not playing hide and seek, I'm everywhere, it's popping at. Boots on, stocking cap, knife for the option, get homie, did you roger that? No. This is not a game. I was merely a weapon, a prisoner of war, a child soldier. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you, Jeff, for bringing us here.
Thank you.
Super verbal hugs until I hug you physically. He's gonna come get that hug. And I guess we got a couple of seconds left. One thing I want to say is it's very important to support things when you see like this. A lot of times people get caught up in the moment, like, yo, that's so awesome what you're doing. Oh my God. And the reality of it is it's hard work, hard blood, sweat, and tears that you do not see. It's like the undercurrent of Disneyland. You know, you get to see people, you get to see the rides, you get to see all the inventions and everything. And
you.
Give it up! Come on.
And The transformation is simply this. Expression, we use it as a conduit for young people to express themselves. Exploration, for them to touch deeper inside themselves so they can develop their own identity, explore their character, and build themselves up with confidence and life skills. Then education, because there's so much research going on. They want to be, it's a healthy competition of who got the best poem and who can actually relate and connect with people the most. And then empowerment. When you actually get young people, like, they're both college students. It doesn't stop with poetry. It really doesn't. They're going to be the next great servant leaders, if not now already, because they're doing something. They're living what they're talking about. So we're not just creating people with great poems. We're creating people who create great poems, but understand it's deeper than great poems. It's about great actions. So that's what we want. We really, really want people to lead with that. Hit us up on our website, www.pypm215.org. If you want to donate, go to donate.pypm215.org. Any way, anyhow you can help us, hit us up on Twitter. We're all over Twitter, and we appreciate y'all for listening. Love you guys.